tell us how it started, how you came up with the idea. Where did it all come from?
Well, that's a long time ago. So, just thinking back, I was working at the international federations at the time, a number of different international federations, athletics, tennis, and sailing. And I used to spend most of my days wandering between each of those federations, and frequently each of the federations would ask me if they knew what the other was doing in terms of events and planning. And in those days there was no internet, so how did you know what the other federations were doing? Well, you used to send faxes or you used to phone them, so it was very, very hard to find all of that information. And in the end I thought, actually, let's create a database. Let's put it all into a database and let's build some information on sports events. And I approached a few friends of mine, and we used to meet on a Monday night and gather all the data together and publish it into a small data file and send a floppy disk out to people who wanted to buy it. So it was very sort of cottage industry in those days, but thank God the internet came along and we didn't have to put it onto floppy disk anymore.
The name Sportcal obviously implies that it involves a calendar, but Sportcal is so much more today. Can you tell us how you branched into other areas and what it involves today?
Yes, as you say, the name Sportcal implies calendar, and in the days when I started the company, the computer had an 8-digit limit on the name, so hence Sport and Calendar was an 8-digit name. But as we went along, more and more information came to us, and certainly in the early sort of 2000s, late 1990s, we realized that we were getting lots of press releases, lots of announcements, and the obvious thing seemed to be to create a news service. And we started by sending out press releases, and then as we went along we realized actually people wanted to know news as well as calendar events. So we managed to track down a chap called Callum Murray, and he came on board, and we formed a news service in early 2000, and we've been going ever since with the news service. And ironically enough, we're probably known better for our news service than for our content, but behind the news service sits this big calendar of sports events, plus a media rights database and a sponsorship database. So there's an awful lot of information, so it's really not just a news service and a calendar. It's a whole media information service, really. So it's a lot bigger than the name implies. But we've got stuck with the name, and we're staying with it. So.